Shauna, there's like two distinct points, like the first Michigan game and the second. What do you credit the 6 weeks between there and the steps you guys have taken to?
It was a long 6 weeks in between there, and obviously the Michigan game's kind of, I think, our wake-up call of when we really, you know, got back to kind of our identity of defending and rebounding. And I thought that it really taught us a lesson. So even in between there, though, there were still some tight games and some hard losses and tough losses, but I think it got us back on track to more our identity and who we were. And then obviously the other night, I thought it was the best 40 minutes we've played all year on both ends of the floor, from tip to the final buzzer. We were locked in, we defended, we scored. So we've come a long ways in that time period, and it looks like two completely different teams, really, from when I was watching the film of that to watching the film of our last game again.
Sounds like Adalia really took that first one fairly personally and did a little trash talking in practice. What would you see from her from like an energy standpoint to carry into that, and just maybe the contagious effect?
Her energy was unbelievable. I mean, from start to finish, that was the best even in her time here, that was the best I've seen her play. In terms of her defense and her winning every 50-50 ball, she was everywhere. And then, she scored. But her defense and the energy, and it was just contagious. It's spread. If she can play with that energy, I've said it multiple times, she's our X factor, and we're a completely different team. So it was really fun to watch her. And yeah, we need that juice, we need that energy every game.
What do you think about keeping Michigan off the glass? Because I know that was a big emphasis, and we didn't do it the first game. I thought we actually out-rebounded on the offensive end.
Yeah, I was pretty adamant that, I told the team multiple times in our prep with them is rebounding was number one. They do such a good job of rebounding and scoring off them and or getting kick out threes. So, give our players all the credit. It was number one key, and they went out there and they executed it. And from 1 through 5 on the floor, we all rebounded. Everyone did their job of boxing out, finding bodies, and holding them to one and done. So then we were able to get out and play at the pace that we wanted to play at, which I think really set the tone for the entire game.
Just kind of, you referenced it the other day, but going into February, feeling like you're playing your best basketball, do you have a conversation with your team about what's kind of ahead in this month, or what does that kind of look like for you?
It's really just been about day by day, and even more so than last year, where we were in a different position, and you kind of knew that there's postseason there at this point last year. But right now it's about staying locked into how can we be the best we can be today, because literally every game matters for us. And it always does, but you can't get ahead of yourself. Like every team in this conference is capable of beating you if you don't bring your best. And obviously we got a big week coming up this week, so our focus is just on that. It's how can we prepare today for Purdue the best that we can possibly prepare.
KB kind of referenced just rhythm, feeling like, it took a little bit for this team to find its rhythm. What's that progression kind of look like for you going into this season? You feel like, when do you maybe feel like that rhythm's kind of come together for this team?
Yeah, I think in the last probably month, I feel like we're starting to get really comfortable, and I think you saw that even in our last few games, and especially at Michigan, just starting to play really well together, everyone, and obviously Hobby's progressing and getting really comfortable, and I think KB and Hobby are starting to really feed off each other and play really well together, and some of that stuff takes time. And then you threw in, early in the season, injuries and some other things. Like, I think it's just taken us a little bit longer than, we all would have liked. But like I said, if you can play start feeling that rhythm and coming together in February, then we'll take it. And I think we've just learned so much this year. We've been through so many tough times and challenging times that it's really brought us closer together and learned a lot of valuable lessons.
Shauna, Hobby's playing at such a high level. What's been the impact? Is it like just being in the starting lineup? Is she somebody who thrives better in that? Like, what's been her impact since kind of being inserted there?
I just think a lot of this, just takes time, especially with transfers. You want it all to click right away, but it takes time to understand and again, get in the rhythm, get an understanding. Early on, for me, it was more defensive with her. And now she's defending at a high level. She knows my expectations, our expectations, handling ball screens. I mean, she's done an unbelievable job of that, and how she's moving right now is, a lot better than even 2 months ago. So, but credit her, she's worked, she's continued to put the time in. She's in here nonstop, getting workouts in, getting extra work in, watching film. And now, you're kind of seeing all of that we knew when we brought her here. We knew this is what she was capable of, and now she's playing just so well. And we need her to continue to do that. So I think a lot of it's just time and experience.
When you're helping someone who has 4 years of experience at a totally different place, like what's important for you guys as a coaching staff to understand and help her understand that it's a progression of comfort and it can't just be a light switch?
Well, that's the hard part, right? I think because she wants, and we want it. We both want the same thing. We want it to happen like that, and she's used to doing things a certain way, and defensively, offense, everything. I mean, from top to bottom. So I think it just takes some patience, and sometimes, neither of us want to be that patient with it, but, we conversations and always she's telling me what she thinks, I tell her what I think, and whether we agree or not on those things, right? Like we all want the same thing. And again, I give her all the credit of continue to work and trust the process, which is really hard at times for again, players and coaches as well. But again, we're seeing kind of the benefits of all of that work and some of the frustrations early on. Now, she's doing what, again, I knew she could do all along, and what she knew she could do all along.
What are the keys against Purdue?
Transition first. They really want to score in that first 8 seconds. So they do a really good job of that. And they're similar to really the last 2 teams we played, where they have an inside player, but then they have really good shooters on the perimeter. So we got to be able to defend the 3-point line, which we did a really good job at Michigan. So I think the progression of playing Minnesota, Michigan, and now Purdue, a lot of similarities, which will hopefully, help us in our defensive game plan at Purdue. And then they just play so well at home. It's like the men. They have a great environment. It's a great, Mackey Arena gets loud. They have great crowds, and they're playing. I mean, it's night and day difference of how they shoot, how they play, in Mackey as opposed to on the road. So we know this is going to be a really tough test.
Are they schematically different too when they're at home, or is it just they're more comfortable getting their shots?
I think it's confidence, and they're doing similar stuff. They're just making shots there, and just have that the comfort of home. Mm-hmm. So we got to go like at Michigan. It's going to be really important for us to come out and win that first battle, which we won. We are up 10 in the first 5-minute battle at Michigan, and if we that's going to be really key, I think, especially when you're on the road to come out strong.
What's it like as a coach to kind of watch Gretchen thrive in this new role that she's been asked to do, maybe just because of Jada's injury, for no other reason?
The thing is, I knew she was fully capable, and I think I told you guys this. I knew I'm like, I got to get her more minutes. Just because I know at any time, I just feel like she can go off. Like, I feel like, and she's missing some of those threes right now, and like, I feel like every time she shoots it, it's going in. So to see her just get more confident and kind of having to go through something, but she's not making a ton of mistakes. That's the thing. Like, as a freshman, being out there, big games, playing 20-some minutes a game, she's really not making a ton of mistakes, which is awesome to see. And it's fun as a coach to see someone that you had high expectations for, knew what she's capable of, recruiting her, and now being able to come out as a freshman and get to showcase some of that. Just what great experience for her, for her career going forward. This is really, really good experience. And shoot, she's having to guard some of the best players these past few games, and she's done a pretty good job of it in the league and in the country.
So it seems like we spent so many months talking about Kendall's ability to step out and shoot, and she looks really, really comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, what's that a credit to, and what's that do for you guys when she's just effortlessly hits those mid-range?
It's been huge. I think it's the biggest game changer for us, and she's been capable of that. I just think, again, she's in a flow. She has a lot of confidence in her shot right now. Her and Hobby both, they don't hesitate. If they're open, it's going up, and I'm great with it because I feel like it's going in every time. So now you have 2 post players that are able to score down low, but also hit 15 to 17-foot jumpers. That makes it really hard for the defense and for scouting. So just hope they continue to take them. Because we all have great confidence, and I think they have great confidence in themselves right now.
You just kind of referenced earlier about Dahlia's personality, that
Yeah.
that, what does that kind of do for the team? Just that energy that she brings, and maybe is that something your better Dayton teams also had, a player like that could make that kind of impact?
Yeah, I think every great team needs a player like that, and a player or two like that. And it's just when she's like that, and sometimes she kind of goes up and down. But against Michigan, it was all out 40 minutes, the best version of a Dahlia that you can get. And when she does that, we're really, really good. It just spreads. When someone's flying around, diving, skying up for rebounds, playing just incredible defense, our other players feed off that. And we know it. We see it in practice. We see what she's capable of. She had a really great day of prep and practice the day before with high energy. So it's about with her, and what we talked about last year a lot is consistently and doing that and sustaining that energy level, which is not easy to do. But if she does that, and when she makes a choice to do that, she's an elite player, and we're a hell of a lot better team.
Knowing Barry like you do and that whole big family, like her getting McDonald's All-American, I know you thought she was great no matter what.
Yeah.
But was that important? Did you think that was important to her and what that means for her going forward?
She's so humble and just so even keel. Like, I don't think that she even thought that she was gonna get that, but I know it was important to her. I mean, anyone, that's such a great honor. It's so hard to get. You're talking about everyone in the country to be a select few. So I'm just so happy for her, because just how she is, being so humble, and not wanting kind of the spotlight in a lot of those things, and knowing her work ethic and all the time she's put into it. It just couldn't have happened to a better person, and so happy and excited that she's part of our family, and can't wait to get her here, and just super proud of her, and like I said, happy for her and her whole family.
What's that mean for you guys to have Illinois mentioned and associated in that game?
I think it's really important, to be honest, and I think when you're looking at recruiting and winning some of these recruiting battles, that only being here not even 2 years yet, to win some of the battles with some other elite programs that we're competing with, and now to win one of them, it says that we're going in the right direction. Now we need to continue to recruit at that level and win some of those other battles. But I think Barry kind of sets the tone of, hey, like, we believe in Illinois, we believe in what they're doing, and I had options to go anywhere really in the country, and I decided to come here. And we need more people like her to believe that and want to join that. And kind of build, like I've been saying, build your own legacy and start something that hasn't been done ever. So I think that hopefully she's the first of many in our time here.